Hello, good morning, namaste. So today I pose you with the question, what is your goal in life? So in the series of the videos, the first video, I asked you the question, who am I? And it was a profound spiritual question. So how are these two questions related? The question, who am I? And the question, what is your goal in life? The first question, who am I, was a spiritual question because you are basically pure consciousness. Each and every one of us is pure consciousness. We seem to be different from each other because our consciousness is cloaked by our ego, by our mind, but basically we are just pure consciousness. Each one of us is the same, just pure consciousness that finally merges into Brahman. Brahman is nothing but God. Brahman is Sat-Chit-Anand, truth, consciousness, bliss. So let us come to the second question that I posed today. What is your goal in life? So the goal in life for more than 90% of the human society is materialistic. The goal in life is to attain as much material wealth, power, and status as much as possible. So how are these two questions related? So at first glance, there is no relation between the two questions. There cannot be. But if you look further, you look deep, you think deep, there is a deep correlation between them. So why are we running after power, material wealth, and status? So we are running after power, material wealth, and status because we want something from them. But what do we want from them? Basically, when we were young, when we were children, we were running after material things. The same material things we are running after, but the material thing has changed. When we were children, we were running after toys, material toys, and when we got bored with a toy, we went after the next toy in the market, the next trending toy in the market. And the same happens for adults. When an adult has a big house, has a big car, he wants the next big house, he wants the next big house, he wants the next big car. He wants the next trendy car in the market. Because he is not satisfied. When you run in the outside world, running after power, material wealth, and status, you will never be satisfied. You will keep on running. And this happens because we are in the pursuit of happiness. We were in the pursuit of happiness when we were children, and we are in the pursuit of happiness when we are adults. When we were children, we cried to get a toy, and when we got a toy, we were happy. So basically, we were running after happiness. So you should understand this, that we were running after happiness from the very beginning of our life. And we run after power, material wealth, and status because they give us happiness. Or so we believe that they give us happiness. But in fact, they give us misery. You will understand how they give us misery. We keep on running after these toys, these cars, these Tesla, these Porsche, and the big house, and renovate the big house so that we get something from it. We get some happiness from it. But in the pursuit of happiness, we lose happiness and attain misery. We are in this rat race where we compare ourselves to others, and we compare ourselves to our very own self. If we are good looking, we want to be more and more good looking. And if we are a millionaire and we see billionaires around us, we want to be a billionaire. So why are we running in a frenzy to attain happiness? Because happiness is inborn in us. So let us give an example of the musk deer. So the musk deer in the high mountains runs after the aroma given out by the musk sack in its belly. So it keeps on running after the aroma given out by the musk sack in its belly until finally he jumps down the crevasse in the high mountains in the search for the source of the musk sack where the aroma is coming from. And same is the case with us. We run after power, material wealth, and status in the search of happiness. And in the end, we meet our death in the pursuit of happiness and never attaining it. We are caught in a rat race, and the rat race never ends, and giving us misery instead of happiness, instead of bliss. So we end up like the musk deer. We end up like a death of an animal. But how are, coming back to the original question, the original quest, how are these questions related? The first question that I posted in the first video, who am I? And this question, what is the goal of our life? So, at first glance, these seem to be at opposite ends. One is a spiritual quest, the first question is a spiritual quest, and the second one is a materialistic quest. But if you look deep, these two questions point in the same direction. In fact, these two questions are the same. So, you want to be happy because it is inborn in you. You want to be happy because you have experienced the bliss before. You experienced the bliss because of the fact that we have to think about the first question, who am I? So we are pure consciousness. Pure consciousness, all of us are pure consciousness. Pure consciousness that is devoid of ego, that is devoid of a mind. So each one of us are the same. Each one of us are the pure consciousness that finally merges into Brahman, the Sat-Chit-Anand. The pure consciousness that finally merges into God. Brahman is God. So, at the final point of self-realization, at the final point of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, our consciousness merges into Brahman and can only merge into Brahman when our consciousness has the same consistency as Brahman. Brahman is Sat-Chit-Anand, Truth-Consciousness-Bliss, and we are consciousness. We are nothing but consciousness, pure consciousness. So, a pure consciousness must have the same consistency. It must be truth, consciousness, bliss. So, when our consciousness merges into Brahman, it merges into an ocean of bliss. Brahman is also an ocean of bliss. Our Upanishads, our Vedas point out that the Brahman is nothing but an ocean of bliss. Similarly, our consciousness is Sat-Chit-Anand. Our consciousness is an ocean of bliss. And as the musk deer runs after the aroma given out by the musk sac in its belly, we run after material wealth, power and status. We run after the aroma given out by the musk sac inside of us. So one day, we end up in our death, running after the aroma and never realizing the source where the aroma is coming from. So, the two questions are the same. The two questions, who am I? And the question, what is the goal of my life? Are the same. Because the goal of your life is to attain bliss. And the question, who am I, leads us to the answer that you are nothing but pure bliss. You are Sat-Chit-Anand. You are truth, consciousness, bliss, an ocean of bliss. And you can attain that bliss only when you contemplate inside you, only when you are in vairagya, when you think that the outside world, when you are not affected by the outside world, only then you can contemplate inside yourself and attain pure bliss. But alas, you are running in the outside world, and it is not your fault. Our senses are directed outwards. So no matter we run in the outside world to attain bliss, to attain happiness, and we are running in the wrong direction, only if we were running in the right direction, in the opposite direction, we would find bliss, we would find the highest form of happiness, which is nothing but bliss. So we'll end the video here, and in the next videos we will see that how material things are nothing but Anand Sindhu, as our scriptures, as our Vedas and our Upanishads point out, that Brahman is nothing but Anand Sindhu. Our consciousness is nothing but Sat-Chit-Anand, Truth-Consciousness-Bliss. It is an Anand Sindhu that finally merges into Brahman. Both are an ocean of bliss. And only when we realize that the bliss is not outside of us, but inside of us, will we attain that highest happiness, that highest bliss. And we will know that we are nothing but bliss. So we will end the video here, and you will have to watch the other videos that I have published before, because they are deep truths, and I will post a link in the description. So you can go to the videos. So the volume of the video is a little low, so you will have to increase the volume there. So this video is fine, but those videos, the volume is a little low, so you will have to increase the volume. But look at that content. Watch. Don't just watch the video. Don't just listen to the video. Pay attention to the video and listen to the deep truths there. And share the deep truths with as many people as you can, because it is necessary to know that we are not human. We are basically Brahman. We are basically consciousness. We are basically Sat-Chit-Anand, truth, consciousness, bliss. And next, in future videos, we will point out that everything in this world, everything that we run after, is nothing but pointing us to a spiritual pursuit. So we'll end the video here. Till then, till we meet again. So goodbye, namaste, and have a good day. Bye. See you then.